Rain and severe thunderstorms to impact parts of northern and eastern New South Wales and southern inland Queensland over the coming days. And we can take a look at that in more detail right now. Firstly, looking at the thunderstorm map, and you can see this yellow highlighted area across northern and eastern inland parts of New South Wales is where we're likely to see severe thunderstorms today with large hail, damaging winds and heavy rainfall. But of most concern and where we're likely to see those strongest and most storms is likely in this red highlighted area around that Cobar area down to just north of the Canberra area. And this is where we could see some stronger storms capable of producing that really heavy rainfall, large hail and damaging winds. And we've also seen some storms around the Adelaide area as well today as an upper trough moves through there, and storms also extend through much of inland Queensland. But let's take a look at today's storm risk in more detail. So looking at how that's going to play out this afternoon, we can see showers and thunderstorms developing through eastern parts early this afternoon and then through inland areas ahead of that trough during the mid and late afternoon period. And that could all congeal to an area of rain and thunderstorms as we move into the evening and overnight hours. And then that's going to push northwards into southern inland Queensland with areas of heavy rain and strong and gusty winds possibly damaging at times. Then that's going to continue moving northwards into the early hours of Friday. And then we do it all again on Friday across much of New South Wales, where we're likely to see another day of severe thunderstorms through eastern inland parts of New South Wales and southern inland Queensland, with the storm risk extending right across much of inland Queensland and northern and eastern parts of New South Wales and even down into eastern Victoria as well. We could also see more widespread rainfall across eastern parts of New South Wales on Friday, and that's going to be good news for those impacted by those fire zones over the last week or so. And we could see widespread falls of around 20 to 40 millimetres, and I'll show you that in more detail right now. And we can see this moist onshore flow feeding into this trough on the coast, and that's going to see widespread rain and thunderstorms through much of eastern New South Wales on Friday afternoon into Friday evening. And as I mentioned earlier, if that rain does fall over those fire zones, we could see some moderate falls of 20, 30 and 40 millimetres. Notice the storm risk extends from eastern Victoria all the way up through New South Wales and into far southeast Queensland. And then we'll see that continue once again moving northwards into the overnight hours and the early morning hours on Saturday. And then Saturday we'll be watching this low pressure trough system here as it moves into eastern Australia. That's going to provide another round of severe thunderstorms through much of inland New South Wales and even extending down into northern and eastern parts of Victoria, where we could see more damaging winds, large hail and heavy rainfall. Could be a bit quieter on the coast on Saturday as that focus shifts towards our inland areas and through much of inland Queensland as well. So let's take a look at that in more detail. We can see the storms are going to first fire up around the SA New South Wales border and northwestern Victoria, and then start to sweep across inland New South Wales during Saturday late morning into the afternoon hours, and then become widespread across much of New South Wales, particularly inland New South Wales, Saturday afternoon into Saturday night before it eases out into Saturday night. So how much rainfall are we going to get with all of this? Well, we're likely to see widespread 20 to 50 millimetres across much of eastern New South Wales, with some of the highest falls around the mid-north coast, northern tablelands and inland parts of the northern rivers, where we could see more 50 to 80 millimetres there. And notice these widespread falls also extend well inland as well, but much lighter falls through parts of eastern Victoria and southern parts of Queensland. So with all this rain and storm activity across much of New South Wales, eastern Victoria and southern inland Queensland over the coming days, make sure you get the latest forecasts and warnings via our website and the BOM weather app. Track the storms on radar and always listen to all advice from emergency services.